Hey everybody, and welcome back to the FREC channel. So, somebody asked me how many ultimates I have, and I don't have all of them here right now because some of them are still having a few things. I'm still waiting on Godfather's shirt to come up, but I decided to redo the drafts. I realized it was really one-sided. I also had to move some stuff around, so I have 213 ultimates. If that's all you want to know, feel free to click off. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a draft, completely random, using a random number generator on my cell phone back here. I have the list of all the people compiled right here next to it, so I can just kind of go like this, and I can scroll down, I can see who it is, and I'm going to see who ends up where. It's a long video, so if you don't want to stay, that's fine. If you want to skip to the end or whatever it is, I will have a layout of who's all here. Now, again, some of the people here, I do plan to show off the ones that are here once they are drafted. Some of the people, though, who are eligible for the draft but are not here right now: Earthquake, Ultimate, Godfather, Ultimate, Charlie Haas, Rico, both Ultimates. Everything's Ultimate. I'll put it that way. Ludwig Kaiser, Matt Stryker, Sean O'Hare, who's on the way from England. Currently in limbo, I paid for him: X-Pac, Bull Buchanan, Shane Douglas, Alex Wright, as well as the Patriot Ahmed Johnson. Those are ones I had commissioned, not made myself, because I just don't have the skills to make that completely from scratch. I mostly put people together. So you're going to see all the other people here. Darren Young is currently having his calves swapped for a small, he's a little too tall, so I need to shrink him down. So he won't be here either. But Titus O'Neil will be here. Now the way it's going to work is, if it's a partner's drafted, the team is drafted. So the only man group in this will be two of them: Jinder Mahal, Samir, and Sneel Singh, as well as Money Incorporated, IRS, Virgil, and $1 Million Man. So if during the draft one of them selected, those three are drafted, then I skip 2 rounds on that next group because they've got 3 people, not just one. Without further ado, let's begin. We're going to start with, let's go right down this order. So we're just going to go over here. This is the WWE brand. So I've got, obviously, WWE brand. I've got Raw. I've got SmackDown. Then I've also got, I didn't think about that, do I? Well, I have WWE, and then I have Raw and I have SmackDown. I have SmackDown Live, and I have Raw's War, and I'll figure out the other one. I think the other one's going to be like, I guess it's XW. I'll call it XWE, WWE, WCW, WWF, WWF, New Japan, or IWGP, because I have some custom belts. In fact, I'll show them real quick. These belts came in the other day. I'm very happy with them. Fully customed IWGP tag titles, as well as I found this one a long time ago, the IWGP US title, and the 5th generation IWGP World Championship. So I know there's also like a UK belt, or there's also like another belt coming up here pretty soon. I might commission for those ones in the future. Of course, AEW keeps popping out more belts as well. So those are the brands. I'm just going to start basically going like this through the order. There is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 bends. But again, with 200 wrestlers, you're going to get about, a good chunk of people. So, well, over 200. So, let's begin. Starting with number 1, who is going to this first brand? Number 108. 108 is going over first. First man to this brand. This is all random. I'm scrolling through it. I've randomized a list. Oh yeah, Dino Bravo, Haku, Crush, Tama, Nikolai Volkov, Harley Race, Greg Valentine, and Honky Tonk Man are not here to be shown, unfortunately. They're having some parts tweaked. Oh, and Kevin Thorne. I'm actually making him. So Kevin Thorne is in that first brand. He was the first guy drafted. So I'll click on that, and now boom, Wait, where'd it go? There it is. Okay, bring it back up. There's my camera. Okay, so he's now the first one drafted. I will take and change the color on him to white. Yeah, sure, white. Why not? Let's go with white. White out. He'll be whited out. Okay, number 2. 18. 18 will be... Oh, nice. So this custom, I actually did not make. I actually acquired this one, the first one that got me into doing the customs. And you've already heard about him, so I won't spend too much time, but Mr. Ass Billy Gunn is going to the next brand, which is going to the XWE. So he'll be the first guy. I'm not going to include Road Dogg because they both had solo runs in their career, so they're separate. So with that being said, Billy is out of the draft. All right. Next guy. 93. Hopefully by doing that, it's not kicking me out of there so you can't see. What's your way to put this there? Okay, Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. Okay, so, and just to give you an idea. Yeah. So, there you go. Now, Darren, like I said, Darren is currently having some calves. He's having his calves shrunk down. I'm probably going to use the lower half to shrink them down. Titus wasn't too difficult of a custom to make. The formula, of course, I will post that in the future. Where is he? He's not the hardest guy to find, but he's not the easiest guy as well when you have 200 of these guys to dig through. It'll get easier as we go through the draft, that's for sure. So, and you can see bodies on top of bodies. I will say that what I'm doing with Darren Young is what I did with David Otunga. So we'll use David Otunga for a second. And basically I used the King boots, acetoned off the crowns, and I used MVP, which I'm waiting on the MVP lower calves to arrive. And then all I did was I shrunk him down because he was way too tall. The rock, using the rock body pretty much was easy enough as it is. With Darren, it wasn't too difficult. You just swapped out the boots and the calves. Or, well, I will swap out the calves. Whereas Titus, I had to switch the lower legs. Luckily, he had ball joints. So, or actually, he didn't have ball joints. Rock had ball joints. So I was able to take those down a little bit. Where is Titus? Titus, come here. As you look over, you'll probably see me moving some people around. There's a custom moose, which I didn't make moose. I acquired him. Oh, wait, is that him? Nope, that's Apollo Crews. There's always so many of these guys. Where could he be? Obviously, I'm looking in the African American sector here. I have quite a few of those guys. In fact, that's one thing I gave Mattel crap about was we have a lack of African American guys in Ultimate Form or in Elite in general right now. Titus O'Neil. So you see, I kept his lower half easily done. The skin tone matches, so he will be in the Raw is War brand with Darren Young. So let me find Darren, click on him and white him out. Find Titus and get rid of him as well. Again, if you're not a fan of this video, that's okay. I'm doing it just for myself. Alright, next one. Who is going to the WWF? Hopefully an older guy. Let's find out. Ooh, number 19 though. I don't know. 19, usually that tends to be... Oh, the British Bulldog. The British Bulldog. And of course, you know, we've got Bulldogs recently. We had his Elite come out. You had his Build-A-Figure. Here is my version. Of course, if you watched my Christmas Day review, you know he was chosen because he was just so clean looking, so great. I switched, obviously, it's the Build-A-Figure head. It's the Triple H ripped torso, which Bulldog was, you know, jacked at times. I'll give him that one. So, Bulldog goes to that brand. Oops. Please stand by. Experiencing difficult... Not too much difficulties. Okay, next one. 191. 191 of 213 is going to be Shawn Michaels. See, if I think, well, you know, what's so special about Shawn Michaels? I mean, you know, there's Amazon exclusive Shawn Michaels. There's the Elite or the Ultimate Series 4 Shawn Michaels. What makes your Shawn Michaels so special? Well, I'll tell you what makes my Shawn Michaels so special. I decided to go with the WrestleMania 23 attire Ultimate version. I built this one myself. In fact, I built this one and a better Drew McIntyre. I originally had found one. It didn't, you know, the one I built doesn't have the chest hair, and that's okay. So he's going to be wrestling, by the way, in the IWGP brand, because it's all random. Who knows where he'll end up in the next year, but for now he's there. So go down to 191. And again, I'm hoping this is not kicking me off. I hope you can still see it, so it's not like, you know. There we go. Okay, back to the camera. Next one. 201. Seth Rollins. Okay, now again, not all these are customs. I do plan, if I do find another Seth Rollins, I know he's gotten pretty pricey. Maybe, because I do know he has a newer torso set up, is what I've been told. So someone said I should use him for Edge. I could use him for Finn Balor if I, you know, acetoned off the chest hair. If I find another one, like if I find out in the wild, I might snag it and then, you know, make him into a non-drop down hip guy. And he's going to go into where I just got the custom Undisputed Championship, the one that Roman Reigns currently has. So he's going over to SmackDown. Or, you know, I have SmackDown Live, I have Raw, then I have WWE. I'm just going to call it WWE. So SmackDown Live is more of the older SmackDown look, whereas this is the current. Alright, so there goes Seth Rollins. This is just first round. Interesting. Some pretty big hitters already. 140. 140 will be Crush. Okay, so, oh, by the way, I forgot, Demolition will also be a three deal. So, Crush, Axe, and Smash are going over to Raw. So, well, you know, I was hoping they'd end up like maybe over in the older brands, but then again, you never know. Every year will be a new draft. Maybe they will end up over there. So, oh. I can't just do that. I gotta show you what they look like. There is Smash. I didn't build this one. The current Crush being built right now for me, we've decided the best thing to do is use Brock Lesnar and to kind of paint the decals in. As you can see, when I did buy this one, I didn't realize he had a little bit bulkier torso because they didn't make the bulky torso yet. So I might revisit that one. The problem is those figures aren't cheap. And right now, since I'm trying to save to buy a house, and I'm kind of getting all my elites turned into ultimates I can do myself or in general, I'll be cutting back a little bit this year. There's of course Axe for Demolition, and then of course Crush, but he's not here right now. So they got 3 people on that draft. Alright, let me go over here and erase them. So they will not be getting a draft next round. And these things are in kind of like numerical order as when I made them or when I got them and listed them. So Axe and Smash were 21 and 22 respectively. So basically they're like my 20th Ultimate Customs that came in. So that's how I can tell the difference there. Okay, so next one. 135. 135. Drew Gulak. Okay, so Drew I do have, but currently he is packed away to go back. I found a custom elite version of him, and I'm going to go and take the lower torso part off because they've already done all the decal work and all that stuff, and I'm going to reattach it with a skinnier body. Right now he's using, I do believe it's the either Terry Funk or the Roddy Piper body. Is that right? No, No, he's using a custom Terry Funk mixed onto a Bob Orton, so it's in blue trunks. I won't be using that one because it's already been re-glued before, and I don't know how sufficient that person glued it. I assume he did a really good job, so I'm just going to take and use that body for a future guy. Potentially somebody else down the road, maybe, I don't know, Red Rooster or something. But he's not red, it's blue, so I don't know. It could depend on if someone's got a cool looking head sculpt I can throw on there. So Drew will be in the WCW brand. But for now, he is just going to have to stay unseen until the next time. Alright, next one. 202. Now, this is where it gets weird, because I think I already did 202. No, Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant. Okay. And Andre is going to go into the WWF brand. Alright, cool. Now, I'm not showing him because Andre's factory made. You've seen Andre. People have reviewed Andre. So let's get him going. Next one, 91. So let's go way back down over here to 91. Did I ever get rid of Drew Gulak? Did I ever cross him out? Yes, I did. 91. Steve Macklin. Now, you're probably wondering, if you don't follow all wrestling, who the heck is Steve Macklin? Steve Macklin was a random find on eBay. And heck, when I saw him, I didn't even know who he was until I realized he was one of the Forgotten Sons. Now, I did not build him. As I said, I got him on eBay. But along with Moose, I thought, you know what? Why not? I mean, I know that Powertown just got the TNA Impact license, so he might get an official figure release, but at the same time, I've got an Ultimate right here. So I guess the only thing I really could do with them is, if the heads are compatible, swap out the head maybe. But again, Powertown, I haven't tried putting one of their heads on any of these figures yet. Obviously, they're not super cheap to do that. There is a lot of risk, which is why, I could go and fix Cody, and I might, because I have spare Codys in the future. But at the same time, with these very custom, very expensive, very rare, pretty much made to order, one of a kind, I don't really want to risk that. I mean, yeah, I have some pretty expensive customs in here, but a lot of them I can replace with other body parts if I need to find another one again. This one, however, Steve Macklin, fully detailed, fully custom. The decal is great on it. The tattoos are great on it. Looks like I had to look up the picture when it looks really good. So he will be going into the XWF. I don't know. We'll figure it out. He's in one of the brands. I'll reorganize the brands here in the future. I'm just drafting. All right. So there's Steve Macklin. All right. Who's next? 149. Again, if you're watching this whole video, you're going to see the whole collection. You don't have to wait for the other videos. Adam Rose. Okay, so Adam Rose is not yet been made. I do have the parts. I just need to put them together. But I'm at my other job right now, so can't do it right now. But he is basically, his head's ready. I've taken the torso off. It's the lower half, and it's going to be a Ric Flair torso, because he has a little bit of more of a tan to him than the Stone Cold version. Or was it AJ? It's one of those two. It's either AJ or Ric Flair, because obviously the face is not too tan. The body's a little more tan, but when you take the top torso off, you just have the legs, and the legs are in tights, so you're not going to see a color differential. That's the nice thing about the guys in the tights. So he would be going into the NXT brand. So, how fitting. 179. 179 it is. Who's 179? Jimmy and Jay Uso. That's right, I keep them as a tag team. I know they are not a tag team, and I should be putting them all as the Bloodline, but I'm okay with just tag teams here, tag teams there. Maybe, who knows? Maybe they'll end up one day on the same show. And no, I didn't modify them. I've seen people modify them to the red attire. I tend to leave, unless I really have the desire to do it. Like, I know the new Roman Reigns is going to have drop-down hips, and the old Roman Reigns doesn't have drop-down hips, which is unfortunate because the new one does look nice. From what I've been, it didn't look very appealing in the pictures, but what people have said online and reviews, it is definitely a lot nicer, a lot more accurate. And they're going to go to ECW of all places. So, there they are. That's round one. Now, I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to be nice, and now ECW gets to start with the first pick. The first random pick. So here we go. Now they already had two, so they're skipping. We're going NXT. 75. Scott Steiner. Alright. Scott Steiner, not the hardest thing to do. You've probably seen people do it already. In fact, somebody beat me to it. I was thinking about doing it, and then I saw somebody else do it, and I was like, alright, why not? Now, I wanted to shorten the legs, but he has no pins. So to shorten him down, I was going to try to use a Shawn Michaels calf, try to lower him down, but he has no pins, and I have no clue how to put this back on without breaking it. I'm not gonna mess this. This figure itself is hard to get. The body type torso is still hard to get, so I'm not about to do that. I'm just going to leave it as is. If I see somebody find a way to do the formula or other alternative ways, or if Mattel pops up with a WCW version, then this is going on eBay. So Steiner right there, and he's going to NXT with Adam Rose. So big difference in muscle power there. 18. Now, didn't I already say 18? This is where the problem with this calculator thing is. 18's already been done. So even though I've said no duplicates, this thing doesn't listen. 109. Justin Gabriel. Alright. Justin Gabriel is next, and he has been drafted. So let me find Justin Gabriel. Give me 1 second here. Come on, Gabriel, where are you at? He's not too hard to find. I've seen people do. I saw one on eBay. I thought about buying that one, and then I decided to make my own because I had the parts. Ultimately, it was cheaper because although it's only like $90, I think now on eBay, I just decided I'll build my own. He used an AJ torso. I think I used a Ric Flair torso. In fact, I did because the color scheme was a little nicer. So, Justin Gabriel. Obviously, I originally switched the head out with the Elite back in the day. And then when I saw how I could skin tone him with Ric Flair so well, I had to start building my own. So, great shape. You don't see really a lot of any crack damage. Obviously, you're not going to get him, completely factory setting back to, the way it is. But with the super glue I use, a little crunchy when you first twist it a little bit here and there. But for the most part, great figure, great quality put together. And he's going to go with Steve Macklin over here. Alright. So hopefully you're still watching this. Or you turned off by now. That's fine. Let's continue. 116. Oh, tag team. I'm just going to take them both off the list. And I'm going to go show them off. First one, then the other. And one of them's super simple because I use an AJ torso. The other one I had to use a Rick Rude torso from that new Coliseum collection. And if you know about those, you know that those torsos are not very compatible with the old way. They changed it up. Now I'm told though that the new Lashley actually is still old school style, which will be nice because it's easier to swap him. But I don't know why. I guess they did because it's a simpler way of doing it, maybe, or maybe they thought it'd be a better formula. But it makes it hard for customizers because it takes a lot more requirements. Maybe they're doing it just because they want to discourage it. But the Fashion Police, Ultimate Fashion Police, Fandango and Tyler Breeze. And they will be going to WWF with Andre the Giant. like I said, 100% random. There's not. You're seeing me push this little button, reading off a number. Number 82. And I'm not going to go too deep into the detail because, again, that's part of what's the formula. It's just the draft. 82. Kofi Kingston. All right. Let's see where Kofi's at. Ah, there he is. Now, no, it's not New Day attire Kofi because, as you know, New Day attire Kofi has a whole bunch of tattoos, and I wasn't about to start doing any painting. I try to limit painting as much as possible. Maybe if I get into the decals one day, or if I find someone who's got, who's built one, I might just switch it up. So I went old school with Kofi. I went old school. I found an old school elite. Took the torso off, swapped the torso, swapped the arms. So he's got standard, arm joints. But I liked Kofi back in this day and age. I know this was like around the time that he was supposed to be getting a push towards the main event when he messed up with Orton and basically buried his push. So, and he's going to go over to WCW. All right, so there's Kofi. Next up, number 2. Number 2. You young people today, you have no respect for your elders. Who could I be talking about? Well, I'm talking about none other than, and I didn't build this one. I actually, again, this is one of the ones, if you saw it's number 2, so clearly it's one of the earliest custom ultimates. Because at first I was actually not a fan of customs. I'd had some back in the Ruthless Aggression days. They were kind of cool. I had some of the Elite days. Like I had a Shad Gaspar, which I wish I still had, because unfortunately, you're not going to see that one. I had a Sean O'Hare at one time, and then I don't know. I never really got into them as much as I do now, because I think maybe because I like the Ultimate style, I like the butterfly joints, and we get so limited offering. I mean, yeah, we're getting like 6 or 7 guys a year, but good God, I'm 37 years old. By the time I get this many in legit reality, I would be a lot older. And 2, half these guys are not getting Ultimates ever, if not more than any of these guys. Some of these guys will get some. A lot of these guys are going to get duplicates, probably. I mean, you're going to see Cena's come through. You're going to see all these guys. But you're not going to see a lot of ultimate mid-card kind of guys or ultimate guys that just don't have the appeal. They're going to put them in elite. They're going to put them in basic. So, Bob Backlund. 94 Bob. Obviously, the person did the same thing that kind of... he didn't steal it from me. I learned how to crack the torsos, and I asked him how he did it. And he applies great pressure to him, to the point where he hurt his, he basically has carpal tunnel, I guess. So I try to do that, but I don't want to damage my hands that badly. But just beautiful figure, great for it. And it's going to go into the SmackDown roster, because Axe and Smash ended up in the Raw roster. All right, so next one. 53. Oh, okay. This one, I actually had a Flying Brian Pillman, and then I didn't know what I was doing with the torso, and I panicked, and I ended up gluing the torso together. So when the time came and the opportunity came, and I had the extra parts lying around, I decided to redo it. Now, I didn't do Flying Brian. I decided to do the Loose Cannon Brian Pillman. Obviously, his son right now is in NXT. Depending on how it looks, or how, if he's really tan or whatnot, you could be seeing Brian Pillman and Alexis King in Ultimate Form in the future. Just depends if they make him or not. He's going to go over to the IWGP brand against Shawn Michaels. That would have been a great match, I think, if they were able to wrestle each other. All right, on to the next one. And you're only going to see 2 rounds of this on this video, and then I'm going to make all the videos tonight, but you're going to see them like once a week. I've decided I'm not going to punish you with a 3-hour video. Number 9. Oh, now this one I did not make myself. But when I saw it, and I saw the parts for it, and I thought, okay, I have an elite version, a custom elite version of this guy, because he's never getting another figure in existence again. Damn sure by Mattel. Never by Mattel. Maybe a dark, more, curiosity or something like that. Maybe some brand that wants to dive into those, darker, figures. And very controversial. But I grew up watching him. I didn't know the man personally. But I enjoyed watching him wrestle. I enjoyed his work. I enjoyed the storyline. I enjoyed his moveset. He was exciting. I enjoyed the wrestler, not the man. I didn't know the man. Controversial as it may be, Chris Benoit. Now, it was starting to chip a little bit, so I took some Mod Podge over it myself. Now that problem's not there. It doesn't bleed onto other figures. You can still find a few of these on eBay. I see them occasionally. I see the Royal Rumble attire. I've seen this one a few times. I've seen other people. I used to have 3 or 4 different Benoits. Then this one came along. I was like, this is perfect. At one point, I thought about taking a torso, taking this head, and using my Elite last WrestleMania or last ECW match attire one that I'd gotten from somebody. I was going to send it away and have him, do that up for me. And then this came out, and I decided to turn around and sell that one, and it sold quick. Oh, people loved that. It sold for a good amount of money, too. People loved that final ECW match, Benoit. So, because it had him doing the little decal thing. It was in the blue. It was nice. So, but this works. I remember watching WrestleMania 20 many times when this attire was based. And he's going to the WWF with the British Bulldog. So, dead brand with dead wrestlers. I don't know. Maybe, who knows? It's all about fate. We'll see what happens. Number 44. Okay. So, this one I have the body, but the head is still in transit from the UK. I did get the figure originally as is. It came with glasses. When I went to take the glasses off, I didn't realize that the glasses are actually molded onto the face. It is Rick Martel. It is the model Rick Martel. He'll be in the Raw is War brand with no, he won't, because Titus and Darren are in that brand. He'll be with Mr. Ass, and he's going to be in the Raw brand. So, or the Warzone brand, I guess is what it is. Or no, the XWE. I don't know. I'll figure out what the brands are. I got ample time for that. So, when he does show up, he'll be part of not the formula because I didn't build him, but the customizer did 3XR. Beautiful job. If you see these customizers out there, if you really want somebody and you got the money to pony up for somebody, these guys can do some really good stuff. I bought a few of his elite figures as well that were just sitting in his catalog. He built me my Sean O'Hare, which I've seen pictures of it. I can't wait to get it in hand. I have to probably Mod Podge it to make sure it doesn't, chip away, because he told me he doesn't do that with his figures. He doesn't recommend any play, but at the same time, he does make them where they do work. He doesn't recommend any rough play, I'll say that. Posing, he says, I asked him to, definitely make sure that, Sean O'Hare was very posable, because obviously I want to be able to do the Widow. Is the Widow Slam? I forget what it's called exactly. I'll have to look it up real quick. I remember it was a really cool move. Puts him on the shoulders and just basically wham, slams him down. It was great in the old Here Comes the Pain game. So he's on his way. I can't wait for him to show up. I'm hoping he arrives safely and in one piece. Traveling across seas, man, it's scary sometimes, especially the money. But quick little thing about him, he actually recently just finished a Psychosis. Now it's an elite Psychosis, not ultimate. But apparently it was done for somebody who then turned around and decided they couldn't pay for it. So, he posted it was now for sale because I thought it was originally for custom. I talked to him, negotiated. I said, I know we're buying, I'm having to make a Jeff Jarrett here in the future. But you know what, man? I'll help you out. And so I did. And I now have a WCW version of Psychosis on the way, which he was very appreciative of, because I understand, these things cost money to build and you have to sell them to be able to build new people, so I'm cool with it. He won't be in this draft because he's an elite, not an ultimate. Okay, so with that being said, That's Rick Martel. We got one more this round. Number 1. We end on number 1. And number 1, this one I didn't build all the way myself, but I did improve upon it. When I did get it, he had kind of scrawnier arms. The legs were not to my liking. So I took my Elite version that I had updated using a SummerSlam lower leg formula of his. Then I ended up buying another one and even altering that one even better. Now, the other one, I did lose a chest hair, but that's okay because he had chest hair sometimes he didn't. But Psycho Sid. This one here is what I wish Mattel would do. Like, I remember every year when they do the questionnaire thing, I think I'm Jeremiah on there. I was formerly White Dragon on there. White Dragon 235, I think it was the old fiance's gamer tag thing or something like that. Because I had a different one way back when, but I lost the credentials to it. Not because I was doing anything illegal. I lost how to log into it. But now I'm known, I think, on there as just Jeremiah. Kind of controversial on there if you ever find me on there. Very passionate about doing this. I've been doing this for many years. I think I'm under a legend status at this point. But what I will say is every time they do stuff, I'm like, guys, can we get... What about, like, Ultimate or even just... Elite... obviously Elite for cheaper reasons, but what about, like, Ultimate 2-packs? Not, like, just random, like, tag teams, but, like, what about great rivalry matches? Like, Sid versus Shawn, Survivor Series, 96. How sick would those attires look? Brett versus Shawn, WrestleMania 12, Iron Man. Rock versus Stone Cold, although we got plenty of those guys. I think at one time I was like Brett and Yoko. Obviously, I'm somebody who likes to have a variety of people, not just the same people over and over again. So, $1 Million Man and Macho would be cool. Another Sergeant Slaughter and Hogan would be fine. Obviously, you're not going to see Benoit and Triple H in WrestleMania 20 attire. You're not going to see Benoit. You might see Shawn and Triple H maybe. Kurt and Lesnar, WrestleMania 19. I was there. I watched that one from like 4 rows from the Limp Bizkit concert. So about 25 or so rows back. But I saw that one. In fact, I didn't see the end of that match because the person I was with, I was only 15, was like, "Hey, we gotta catch the boat back over to your grandfather's. Otherwise, we're gonna be stuck in Seattle all night." So, I do digress. He's going over to the SmackDown Live brand. So Sid goes into the SmackDown Live brand. But that's it for 2 rounds of it. I've still got ample more figures. Check back for the next video. Like I said, I'm not going to make you watch all of this at once, but I'm going to finish it up. You're going to see this video posted probably tomorrow when I do officially just post it, and then I'm going to make the rest of them tonight. So hopefully you come back to check out the next one as we do the entire Ultimate Custom entire collection figure draft.